One.
It'd be funny if
Who
they
already
referenced.
Yeah.
Is that yours?
Are we live, Ben?
Yep.
Got
Hi,
six.
Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in.
There's nobody watching yet.
Nobody's watching yet? That's fine. But you can watch it back later, Ben.
Yep.
So they might see us later.
All
right, Bo.
Went out. Stand by.
Bo Murchoff, our guest Bo Murchoff.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, Bo.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Sure. Thanks for coming in.
So, thanks so much.
Yeah, you have headphones over there. For when we call a fan.
Yet, by the way.
You're what?
We're not recording it, by the way.
Good.
Right?
Well,
We're not recording right now. We're
Yeah,
Facebook
I know
Live.
we're live. They get to see what.
We are Facebook.
Maybe I'll turn my phone off.
Live.
You want to pass me that? I think I did already.
Both Brett and
You can
mine.
leave your phone on and we'll just take a phone call. From
Oh, I'm good. I'm prepared.
Whoever you're talking
Responsible. Yes.
Staring at you.
to. I like that you're responsible. Yes. Marty's got a Rascal Flatts song stuck in his head, so we've been dealing with that for 3 or 4 days.
That's interesting. I don't really know them very much.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got a couple songs.
Yeah.
He's
No,
about
I'm
to,
aware.
He's gonna cover one and he's gonna.
You know who I just been getting through for the first time?
Leonard's-
Radiohead. I never got into Radiohead.
Oh,
They're great.
I don't know how I never got into Radiohead.
Yeah.
They're incredible. No. They're.
No,
I
did you just
No,
Radiohead?
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't. And Radiohead. You said I don't know how I ever got.
Oh,
into them.
and then you went-
and that because they're a. Everybody.
It's hard to. They're like
casually
not
likes
very.
Radiohead.
Yeah,
but,
right.
Like nobody really getting into them.
It's
is
not
a
like
process.
you just go. Yeah, you don't just go like.
So I was.
Well, no, maybe.
Anyway.
Well, our buddy Kevin's a super fan.
So.
He's a, like.
Yeah. Well, I finally understand Kevin. I understand him.
No.
I've heard it through his ears,
That's
and I'm
funny.
like, this. I have clarity.
That's
Like, I
pretty
get it now. I
That
get
was
you.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling I know how you heard it through his ears, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now that's, yeah. Hey, you know. All right, Ben, are we ready to go?
That's what I mean. I say it tastes.
All right, so you didn't hit it yet, did you? So on Facebook Live, if you're watching, we're going to let you hang out for, 10, 15 minutes for the first part of the interview with Bo. And then to hear the rest of it, you'll have to go onto iTunes or your favorite podcast app and click subscribe and listen to the real show.
That's it.
So yeah, we're going to start recording the podcast again any second. Don't touch the mic.
Hot mic.
Hot mic.
All right, we're back with our guest, Bo Murchoff. Hi, Bo.
Hey, buddy.
Is it weird? Do I feel like a professional radio guy right now?
You do. You
Is
got
it
it.
kind of a
You even
different-
dressed in like the casual clothes, the client
Yeah.
casual attire.
I threw the
It
hoodie
works,
on,
man.
and you wore the baseball hat.
You know,
Which
the
is-
requisite baseball hat.
The baseball hat
This
says,
has some hours in it.
I'm about to do an audio interview.
little stubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking good,
Thanks,
man.
man.
You're looking good, dude. Good to see you.
You know
Thanks for
what?
being-
Considering I don't remember the last time I ate a vegetable. I'm doing pretty well.
Did you hear that?
No.
You didn't hear? Oh, your thing is off. Now can you hear yourself?
There it
Is there a delay in your headphone?
is.
Do
Yes.
you want to stop then? We're going to stop
Okay.
recording and go back and fix all
Sweet.
of that. Should we unplug his mic for a second? Oh, now I got a delay.
It's a,
We've all got a delay.
he's gonna have to close it.
What is wrong with GarageBand?
We should try to do it on you. Oh shit! Is this the new or old drive now?
This is the new one. I didn't switch to the old one yet because I haven't gotten to play with it.
Sorry, Bo.
Maybe switch. Maybe it's a laptop. Or
We
like
have
the
technical
font
issues all
correct
the time.
program.
You think by episode 4, but
I mean, come on, Ben.
Hey. All right.
Ben, didn't you write the algorithm for the programming of GarageBand?
Oh, yeah, I did that.
Sorry, buddy.
Dude.
I'm not going to talk to you because I'm wasted.
Save it.
Save it. Use it on the air. Hey, Clay.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Just on the top of that GoPro, can you just on the top of it? There's a red record button. Just press that. There we go.
Oh, yeah, gosh.
All right, cool. Are we recording, Ben?
Yeah.
All right, we're back with our guest, Bo Murchoff.
Hey, pal.
Hi, Bo.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing quite. Yeah, that's a loaded question. I'm doing good.
Oh,
Yeah.
you had to
You know,
really stop and
considering
think about that one.
you know, I ate a foot-long Subway meal at about, I don't know, 9 a.m. this morning. You know, a little full.
All right.
I'm doing all right.
Well, fair enough. Thanks for being on my show.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Say hi to Marty Shannon.
Hello, Martin.
And that's Big Ben Collinsworth,
Big
producer extraordinaire over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Thanks for being here, dude.
Yeah.
You're looking good.
Thank you. You too.
When's the last time you saw the sun?
When I listened to that McCartney song. You know, that's funny. I've been going to bed very late lately. It's interesting, yeah. Sun, it's been a couple days.
There you go.
This thing, yeah. Anyway.
We had to shut the blinds in the studio.
Yeah. I'm newly single, as you know, and it's just some things change. You know, before when you have a relationship, they take care of you. They're like they're doing that, and now I don't have to. So it's like, oh, I can stay up till whatever I want. I can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Have I had a vegetable in 2 weeks? No. I mean,
did I brush my teeth before I went to bed?
It's questionable.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Yeah, well, that's cool. Listen, you know Bo as Maddie McKibben from MTV's Awkward. Desperate Housewives back in the day. What else?
Born to Race.
Born to Race Fast Track,
That's right.
our race car movie that we
Look, guys,
did
if we go through my whole resume, we're going to be here all night. I
You
mean,
played Manny McKinnon in all of these ones.
Actually, in Born to Race, my name was Matt, wasn't it? What was my name?
No, my name is your name. My name is Jake.
Your name is Jake. That's what it was.
Mhm.
My bad. Yeah, that's right. Do you remember the first time we met, Bob?
I do recall, however, my recollection is apparently different from yours, if I can
you
recall
tell
that.
the people. No, you tell us.
No, so this is how it went down. We went to MTV Studios in Santa Monica, California to screen test for the television show Awkward.
Mhm.
And I go in there, I was told by my representation that I was the only man / boy testing testing for the role of Maddie. So I got in there, I got a little pep in my step and confident. It's mine to win,
It's
and
or yours to
it's
lose.
mine to lose. And I walk in there, and there's this tiny, blonde hair, goofy kid.
Goofy.
So you were laughing and
All right.
being a goofball
I'm always
as you
laughing.
do.
Yeah.
And I looked at you, and I saw you, and I was like, oh, interesting. And I sat down, and that was pretty much it. I didn't really think too much more into it.
Wait a second. You looked at me and you said, "Oh, interesting."
Love it for
No,
mean?
meaning,
Uh-huh.
Look, no offense, my friend, but
Meaning,
you know,
oh,
you
this
were
guy's
exactly
super
the
good-looking.
quintessential Maddie type.
Oh,
Okay, I knew you were in there for
okay.
Jake.
Oh, you knew right away.
I just could tell. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, this has been a friendship that is now over.
No, you tell your version of it. What happened?
Oh, I thought you just said no. You could tell you were a virgin. I was like,
Look,
whoa, wait a
I
second.
don't want to deep into your
Hold on.
to your subconscious here.
No, my recollection of it is that there was a waiting room and there was a bunch of people in there because they were also screen testing the other roles,
Right.
Jenna and whatnot. And I was told the same thing by my representation, which we later found out we both have the same agent. So we have the same representation,
Mhm.
which is why this makes sense that we were both told the same thing. But I was going testing for the role of Jake, which at the time the character's name was Jackson.
That's right.
Which they had to change later because I guess there's a character on Teen Wolf named Jackson. Anyway, the point is that I was told I was going to be the only guy there as well. So I was already there because I'm early or on time.
Look, there was traffic. I had to
And,
get all the way across
and
town.
so Bo walked into the waiting room, and I looked up, and I was like, hi, oh, hey, man, or like something like that. And the look on Bo's face was like, what the F are you doing? And then I was like, whoa, this guy's like,
dropped all his papers.
I just was
I
like,
threw him into a locker.
Yeah, you just, yeah.
No, I
And,
mean like the flustered secretary.
Ooh. And then I said, like, are you here? What role are you here for? And you said, Matthew. And I said, oh, I'm here for Jake. And then your whole mood changed. You're like, oh, okay, cool. What's up, man? How's it going? We can be friends now. I don't know if that's
Agree,
exactly
disagree.
how it
Agree,
went, but it
disagree.
makes a better story. Well, that might not have even been how it was at all.
All right.
It just makes for a funny story.
True.
So my next question for you was, what was your first impression of me? And now we know that it was this.
You look like a virgin.
Interesting.
Interesting.
But
it hasn't changed. It's still.
I'm still
I see you,
interested.
buddy.
Oh, that's good. So they came out, the producers came out and they said, you know, we're going to bring you guys in together for like a chemistry read, they
Right.
call it. And so they said, go and rehearse your scene and come back. And we went outside and we ran it a couple times.
Yeah,
and
it was fun.
We found some fast chemistry.
That's right.
And we went in there and I guess we nailed it.
We did.
Because,
Or they just had no other alternative.
yeah, everybody else turned it down.
Exactly.
So, no, so here we are 6 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, fast
Crazy.
friends though.
Buddy.
You know, it's really
How?
rare that I mean, we've worked quite a bit,
Mhm.
or a fair amount in this business so far, and it's rare that you continue to hang out with people after you work together, but we hang out constantly.
Too much, some would say. No, you're totally right. I mean, I don't know about you exactly, but like, yeah, I have like most people. The thing is too. So like, I became friends with this one guy I just did a job with, but like, we're not gonna. The show ended, so
Right.
we're not. You
Well,
need.
it's
It's like a
harder.
seed, you know. You need to.
Yeah.
You know, you need to cherish it.
Well, it's
water
like how
it.
many people from high school do you keep in touch with? You know, it's
Yeah,
because
a few.
you don't see them every day
Mhm.
and whatnot. But we,
right.
for whatever reason, and so, why do you think that is? Why are we such fast friends?
Well, we're from the Northwest.
that's I think what it is.
That's something. You know, we have similar sensibilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the same things.
That's right, my friend.
Roaring fireplaces and bearskin
You know, if it
boots.
was, I don't want to say it on air, but and we have a love for the Seattle Seahawks, which
Mhm.
that that goes
You know,
along.
I think that really held us over through the off times of awkward this football season.
Absolutely.
Every Sunday at my place, Bo brings over champagne
Champagne
and orange
and
juice.
orange juice.
I don't know why.
Why would we
mimosas-
start doing that?
Mimosas became our thing.
That's our, and now we have to have them when the
It's just-
Seahawks lose.
It's kind of weird because we're just two straight dudes watching football drinking mimosas. But
Yeah.
for whatever
But
reason,
we put them in like a cool manly cup.
oh, for sure.
Yeah,
put
gotta
it like
even
a
it
mug,
out.
like
Right.
like a frosty
Yeah,
mug. You don't do
German.
no champagne.
No, no, no.
foods.
Somehow makes it more effective. than putting
Does
in
it?
mugs.
Well, you know.
I don't know.
I'm drinking from straws.
Marty just sits in the corner watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's bitter.
corners
Brett
get bigger.
fainted during a game, 2 seasons ago?
That's right.
He literally fainted,
Yeah.
lost consciousness.
I got something happened. I think we scored a touchdown or something. I got so excited and I was yelling so loud, and I like went like a how do I describe this on there? I did like a flexing like under like Hulk,
Yeah.
like Lou Ferrigno as the
Sure,
Hulk move.
but like all of your
and I
body.
just like flexed all my giant muscles trying to rip my shirt, and then when I released the flex, I literally fell to the floor, like collapsed to my knees
It was
and
wonderful.
blacked out for a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a fun moment. Also, in the where we watch the games at my house, there's just like an exposed brick wall.
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember this move, but
Oh.
one time the Seahawks scored and I ran at the brick wall and jumped onto it and was able to latch my fingers and feet onto it and was like Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was. I don't think you can do that again if you try.
No, probably not. But it was a pretty cool move.
It was great.
And then, of course, there was the Super Bowl, and not the first one, but we're talking about the Patriots one. And I think we both crossed on that one.
I like so when we threw that interception. I like so Brett's or who's it? Your
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, there's people there, and we threw the interception. There was no flags. I literally just got up and left.
Yeah, you did.
I went home. I like didn't
You
even
just
say bye.
Didn't say goodbye. You,
Just-
your dog Callie was there with you,
Right.
And I think you rose from the couch, or maybe you were already
I
standing.
think it was like
and
lying
you
on the
just
floor.
you walked over, picked up Callie, and you walked down the stairs, and I just heard the door shut and your car start, and that was it. He was gone.
Still haven't quite recovered.
No, I honestly haven't either. And every time I meet someone from the New England
Yeah.
area, I punch them squarely
Yeah.
in the face. Isn't
Yeah.
that fun?
I know.
No, I don't. But I'm insanely jealous of him on that. What else? We've had a lot of good times. Snowboard trips, houseboat trips.
Houseboating trip.
Oh my
we should
God.
we should bring
Do you have
that
any,
back. in
yeah,
order.
do you have any good houseboat stories off the top of your head that you can tell on the air? Man, Bo and I, we used to do this yearly trip where we would rent a giant houseboat on the outskirts of Las Vegas and
Just it was parked in a parking lot.
go onto the high seas of Lake Mead.
Lake Mead.
And I had a captain's hat,
Oh, we would. That was we would listen to On a Boat. I'm on a boat.
Oh, on a boat. I'm on a boat. The Lonely Island. I'm on a boat was on repeat. Yeah, just drinking margaritas.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was good times. We pull up next to other boats,
Mm-hmm.
and party with them. Those were fun.
Good times.
What else? Amsterdam. We went to Amsterdam for 4 nights.
Yeah, we had a very lovely. That's a beautiful, great city.
Oh, it was amazing. We had a really good time there, hanging out with all the people. You know, the reason I bring up all the traveling and everything is because we've been getting hit up on Twitter on @RedDavern Show, and there's people listening from all over the world. We got people
Really?
listening in
Worldwide?
Amsterdam, people listening in Argentina, France, Chile, Japan, which we should talk about in a second.
Sure.
Where else? Canada, the Great White North.
The Great White North.
So let's go back, Bo. Let's dig into your story a little bit.
All right.
So you were born in Seattle, Washington,
I was.
but then moved swiftly up to Victoria. British
Yes, I
Columbia.
was 3 days old. I was really sick of the traffic. You know? It's in Canada. My father's from Los Angeles, and he's an avid outdoorsman. Went to Victoria basically on vacation and never left.
Mhm.
So then he met my mom up there a couple years later, and raised me up there, which I'm very grateful for. I love
Yeah.
it. It's an amazing part of the world.
Beautiful part of the world.
Yeah. And so I started acting. My mother really got me into it. So I'd have to go to. I live on an island, so I'd have to take a 2-hour ferry ride to the mainland, an hour bus ride into town. You know, taxis and all that, just for like acting class or audition. So most of my childhood, I believe, was spent on a boat.
Wow. And you'd go
yeah.
by yourself?
So when I was like, no, my mom would come with me until I was like 14,
Uh-huh.
and then I just go by myself. Yeah.
You know, I know most of your resume, but one of my favorite things ever is that you were in that Hummer commercial when you were a kid.
Like I peaked at the age of 13.
No, because it's a really iconic commercial. Like, I'm sure people listening will remember it once we describe it. It's where there's like a soapbox derby downhill thing, and you play like the bully kid. or
Yeah. I'm
something.
not. So it's like
Who's in,
basically.
like a slick.
This kid reads the sign and it says soapbox derby, first one down wins. So, you know, he builds a model Hummer H2 go-kart racer.
Uh-huh.
And so he goes to the starting line. I'm there. I'm like the souped up Formula One style. I got the hot girlfriend
You're
with
like,
me.
what's the blonde kid from Karate Kid?
I mean, that's who I base my character on.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, I laugh at his car because it's, you know, it's rustic, it's wooden, it's weird. It's not aerodynamic
Big
or
and boxy,
anything, man.
It takes a lot.
Yeah. He met a pine, too.
No-
Who raises pine?
Everyone knows spruce is the
Spruce!
best
You
wood
always
to
know
carve your
spruce.
soapbox
Jeez.
derby car out of.
Anyway, so we're racing, it starts, I'm like just winning, but he goes off-road with the go-kart, and like, you know,
Yes.
he pulls ahead of me the last second
Yes.
and wins.
I
Much
think
to
that
my
was a Super
chagrin.
Bowl commercial, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was. That was a big commercial.
I don't know about that.
I just remember the moment we were friends for a while before I realized that was you, or it came up somehow, and then I was just like, wow,
Mhm.
I'm sitting here with the kid
Well, you know,
from the Hummer
hey.
commercial. I don't know why I just brought that up, but I just love that commercial. So you started auditioning and all that stuff, but before the auditioning, before the acting, like what was a young Bo Murchoff like as a kid? Like you played a lot of sports.
Yeah, I played a lot of sports. I was a little crazy. I got into trouble a lot.
Yeah.
I was a kid like in first grade, so like you'd have lunch and there's like you're the old like fifth grades come in like watch the class.
Uh-huh.
I'd throw things at them and like crawl around on the floor and like make them chase me. I
Did
was
your
that kid.
parents have to come to a lot of parent-teacher meetings?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about a lot. I mean a handful.
Uh-huh.
I got suspended for throwing pine cones at cross country runners.
That in first grade.
It was in like third, fourth grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again last year.
Yeah, well, you know, we don't want to talk about that. But no, I wasn't a bad kid.
Uh-huh.
I spent a lot of time in the outdoors. So like my dad fished, so I'd be on the boat all the time, and
Right.
we hunted and fished, camp. So
But
all of
you're-
it was in the woods. a lot.
What I guess what I'm getting at is, you know, you're playing all these sports and stuff, and
Right.
growing up in Canada and outdoorsy, and I mean, I think of you right now as like a modern day Jack London, like just
I almost cried because he just said that.
really though.
That's like my dream.
You love all that stuff.
Yeah.
The hunting, the fishing, the camping, and
Yeah.
Outdoors and all that. And so you're doing that, and you're on an island. But then where does the idea to be an actor come into play with all that?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
you could've,
strange.
you know,
I don't think I
actor-
was like that. Wasn't my like calling. I don't think. I mean,
So
I'm not a
did-
performer. I'm
Did
not. That's
someone
not like.
say something to you?
Yeah,
or-
my mom, my
Oh,
sister.
okay.
So my sister was acting,
Mhm.
and so my mother. So she was. I was aware of that whole thing. And then my mom's like, you should try this. And she goes like, I'll go into this dancing, singing, and acting summer camp. And I said, no. And she said, I'll buy you a bike. And I said, okay.
So Bo Murdoch is here because his mom bought
Look, it was a 12-speed, dude. How do you say no to that?
You don't?
You don't, exactly.
You go on the acting
You
class.
go.
Yeah.
And I remember really liking acting, but I was petrified of singing and dancing and making fun of it. I was a very self-conscious kid.
Yeah.
So I said bye for that.
I said,
And bye.
Bye.
Yeah, got into NSYNC, and
Yeah.
and then it wasn't until I was about 13 that I was like, oh, I'm gonna try that again. And then once, like, I still wasn't in love with it until I was about like 17, 18. Because when you're when you're younger, acting isn't, you don't know technique.
Right.
It's not adult acting. So when I got older and started reading about it and taking real classes and all that.
Getting into the craft.
Yeah, getting into the craft is when I was, oh my gosh, this is infinitely interesting and incredible and great.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But,
then you did. I wrote down that your first job was something called Romeo. Can you tell us about this?
I can tell you about a little bit about this. It wasn't.
It's. I should say for the record, it's called Romeo! Exclamation.
Yeah, it's not. It's not of Shakespeare's writing, to say the least.
Oh.
It was Master P. Remember him? Master
Yeah.
P. produced his son
Rapper from
Romeo.
Seattle.
That's right.
Wait,
No.
I was gonna make the
Yeah,
joke,
isn't it?
but I thought that was too far-fetched.
No, you can never be too far fetched.
Masterpiece of the great state of Louisiana.
He might be from Louisiana, but I
He
think
lives
he played
there
for
now?
like the Sonics or something. Or
What?
he he was
What?
like a professional. Somebody's
He
gonna
did
have to look
semi,
this
he did
up.
semi-pro.
He played like
Summer League.
semi-pro.
Oh, wow.
And it was something to do with Seattle.
So this was his television show that he was producing for his kid Romeo. Now that you know.
Little Romeo.
Yeah, so I went in for the
Lil
audition.
Romeo.
Lil Romeo, that's right. Now it's just Romeo, man.
Oh, I'm
I think
sorry.
now it's just
Yeah,
Romeo.
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
Yeah,
I
you,
grew up.
you get rid of the Lil.
Romeo's a huge fan of the show, and I just want to take a second to apologize
That's
to
okay.
him because I know he's listening.
Right. So I go in for the audition and I read the lines, and they stop me after the first scene and they look at me, dumbfounded. They go, "What? Who are you reading? What part are you reading?" And I go like, it was like Sam. And he goes, "Oh no, that's a female role." I was like, "I don't know how I got this." They felt so bad that they gave me another role. It was one line. The story basically it was about like video games, like arcade, and like there was like an arcade game tournament, and like they had teams. And so like I was this like kid who they didn't like, but like I was really good. So I was like trying to sell myself and like I should be on your team. And my line was, "Seriously, dude, I'm that good. Don't be stupid."
Wow.
That was my line.
Listen, the way you just delivered it, I know why you got the part.
I know.
That was really good.
Thanks, dude.
I got chills.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
That was
Cool.
my first role.
Yeah, first
It's
roll.
all downhill from there.
What else? I got your whole resume here. I mean, we could just keep reading stuff off. Heartland, The Grudge 3, Scary Movie 4.
The
Desperate
Grudge 3 is an
Housewives.
interesting one
Really?
because I was in school at the time studying like sciences in Victoria, and I thought I wanted to. My dad's a podiatrist, so I wanted to follow in his footsteps. Hear that? Eh?
And
All
that's
right,
all
sorry,
the
should I
time we
leave?
have.
Should I
Thanks,
leave?
Bo. Thanks for being on the show. That was awesome.
Horrible. So, yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I got that movie, The Grudge 3, was shot in Bulgaria. So I was like, all right, I'm going to bring my books, math textbook.
Wait a minute. You were how old?
I was 18.
And they sent you to Bulgaria?
Bulgaria. There was a casino and a strip club in the hotel.
Oh, I can only
I'm not saying I
an
did.
18-year-old Bo Murchoff.
So I
To his own devices.
Anyway, the first night
you were
there.
18, so your mom, you didn't have a chaperone.
Oh yeah, by myself.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What would Jack London do?
This is exactly my point.
This is why he's the modern day Jack
Yeah.
London.
And so my first night there, I'm like, I go up to the casino and then and I put like €5 on black 20.
Mhm.
Boom, hits it. Black 20.
Wow.
And I walked out of there with like €800.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Ugh. And how long were you there?
I was there for like 6 weeks.
Oh wow. That sounds.
It was incredible. It was really great. And then
Was
so
that
I
your
did.
first time going to
Yeah,
Europe
first,
or
first
overseas?
time overseas, and I didn't open a textbook, not once, not even open.
Shocker.
I had a girlfriend at the time, and I remember using the hotel phone once.
Right.
Oh.
And it was like $800
Yeah.
phone bill.
Yeah, you're like, baby, I can't call you. It's way too expensive. Besides, there's a strip club downstairs.
And
Wow, shit. You're
Yeah,
18. What are you
18.
gonna do?
What are you gonna do? And anyway, it was a really great experience. I have a horrible actor in it.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm really bad. And so I saw that, and I was like, oh, I need to get better. So anyway, then I ended up, some stuff happened in Victoria, and then I ended up pretty much, and moving to
No, are you seriously?
No, I mean, not running from the... Okay, I'll give you a story.
Okay.
Can I give the story? I don't know.
You can
it's
say
pretty bad.
whatever you
It's
want.
not mine. So I was...
We're on the internet, and
Cool.
you can say anything.
So, living in a house
This
was...
is a safe space.
Okay,
except
good.
A lot of
Just
people
don't say the F word.
Shoot. I was living in a house with 3 guys, and look, we're 18, 19, and we're kind of, being idiots and not, I'm working in a restaurant and just being, going to school, but just being a kind of a 19-year-old punk kid.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, one night, my 2 friends go downtown. They want to go downtown. I said no, which was rare, and I was like, I'm going. I have to go to Vancouver in the morning or something for an audition. So I was like, no, I'm going to stay in and work on this thing. So they go out. And late at night, I get bars closed, and the drinking age in Canada is 19, or in British Columbia is 19. And the bar's closed, and an altercation ensues, and a homeless person comes out, my then roommate, and he something happens, and he pushes her. She falls on a road, and a bus came and hit her and killed her. And yeah, it was insane. And yeah, a little dark turn there, sorry. And I just had this realization, no, it was like, and this was like, look, this was a freak accident. However, these guys are always getting into trouble. This is not random happening to these guys. Like, this, I'm just, who am I hanging out with?
Yeah.
And they're not good guys. And I was aware of this for some time already. And I was like, who, one of those existential crises, like, why am I hanging out? I'm not this guy. I'm not this type of person. What am I doing? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a clean break. I'm going to go study acting in Los Angeles and get the hell out of there here and not know anyone and just go do my thing.
Jeez.
And that's why I moved.
Where it's wow, it's an incredible story. I don't
Yeah.
really know what to say. Marty, say something.
Nothing that's not offensive. So,
That's we should have told you that's Marty's role on the show.
Gotcha.
He just says
The offensive sidekick.
yeah.
Well, that's. I mean, I think it's kind of cool though that obviously it's a tragedy and horrible what happened to your roommate, but I think
Well,
it's
to the
cool
person
that
who
you
died.
recognized that you were not in a good place, or that you were maybe headed down a road that you didn't want to be headed down, and you decided to do something about it. And I think that's a good life lesson.
Yeah, totally. Or having at least being, you gotta be aware.
Exactly.
You take a second to think about things.
Right.
Manslaughter will put you in that.
Yeah.
Well, but the way that you were
literally.
able
He
to
did like
do that,
4 years. He did like 4 years.
the way that you were mature enough though to be able to do that at 18 is pretty impressive.
Yeah, if you say so. I mean, yeah, maybe. You're right. Yeah.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to think of how to segue, unfortunately, and I'm very new at podcasting, and so I'm just trying to think of how to go like. So you swim, you swim with great white sharks? Tell us about that.
You figuratively in life, literally in the ocean.
You can do the old radio host gig. Yeah, we're gonna take a caller now.
Yeah, so I go, well, we'll take a quick break. No, you have swam with great white sharks.
Yeah, I
which
swam with
I'm having trouble saying for some reason. Great white sharks.
Great white sharks.
That's pretty cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun.
That's something that I don't know if I could do, man.
Well, the thing is, you're in a steel cage. It's fine. There's literally,
Listen, I've seen movies, bro.
You're right.
Okay.
The thing is, like, it's very safe. They're like these sharks. Like, you don't like. I thought it was gonna be scuba because I scuba dive, but it wasn't. So it's basically these. They have the in Shark Alley in South Africa, which is where all the breeding ground, all the sharks are there. And they chum the waters up. They have these cages, and your boat pulls up to it, puts the cage on the side of the boat. It's like 8 feet deep, and there's little slots, like 6 different slots for 6 different people. And
little individual caskets.
yeah, little caskets. That's right, vertical caskets.
Vertical caskets.
Yeah. So, you get like wetsuit on, and I'm like all excited, and they're like, everyone's like, all right, who would like to? I'm already in the cage. I'm like, get out of my way! I'm coming in.
Let me out!
I have a smile from ear to ear.
Now,
though.
could you
It was
see the
so
sharks
cool.
starting swimming around from the boat? So you got that.
Yeah.
bird's
Oh
eye
yeah.
view
You
of the
get the
shark?
adrenaline's going.
How many sharks were?
They were like,
2 or 3.
oh, he's probably like
Go ahead.
8.
Oh.
There was like a bunch.
We're interviewing Captain Quint now from
Yeah.
Jaws.
He was but
Famous. My own version. It was great. Like there was one massive one, and obviously underwater.
15.
You know, they're like things look a third bigger, right? So you got this massive shark coming right up to the cage, like literally 6 inches away from me.
Jeez.
Dead eyes, black as cloud covered night. That's right. Nice. I want to say I touched it, but I tried.
You tried.
I tried touching it.
On the
He looked at me
back
funny,
or
man.
On the nose or hey man, that shark was looking at me strange, bro. He gave me a
That's
look.
right, gave me the eye.
Or did you you tried to touch its like?
It was
fin?
swimming by me. I tried to
No,
touch
it's
it.
hard, bro.
Yeah.
No, I
Touched
just
its
don't know.
soul.
I'm just saying, dude, go for the nose. Is all.
No, not the mouth
tooth.
area.
I think that shark touched nose hard.
Yeah.
It did touch my
Same.
heart.
Wow.
Bit of me still
What
in
was
that
it like though to
briny
look
water.
into their eye? Did you
Oh,
see into their soul? a
Yeah,
little bit?
which was non-existent.
Right.
Just black.
Just a
Eyes.
highly evolved killing machine.
I think so.
Wow.
But honestly, they weren't very aggressive.
Mhm.
Like they really weren't. They were aggressive because they're chumming the waters,
Sure.
and they have literally a big slab of meat on a rope, and when they go to eat it, they pull it away. So
Oh.
that would be annoying.
Yeah, no wonder they're all pissed off. all the time.
Exactly.
They're
Well,
hungry.
this is part of the problem. They're having some problems with shark attacks in Cape Town, in South Africa in particular, because of this stuff they found. They're overfeeding them and chumming and pissing them off and making them okay with people because they're seeing people more often. So it's a bit of a ethical problem.
It's not like Bo's like growing up in Canada.
That's right.
Having meat pulled away from his mouth. It's a little nice.
It's the worst. No way to live, I tell you. That's
you-
really why I moved.
You
That's the real
are,
reason.
you're kind of, these kind of issues are kind of close to your heart though, like marine type stuff. You're on
Yeah.
the board of a charity called Heal the Bay.
That's right.
Tell us about that.
I'm just a new member, but basically there's, as the name implies, they're about cleaning up the Santa Monica Bay and coastal areas in Southern California. Look, it's a real problem we have, especially with worldwide with pollution and acid levels increasing, and this whole ecosystem is precariously close to dismantling. And if we don't do something, it's going to have dire effects on mankind and animal kind as well. So,
Yeah.
it's an really important issue.
No, I like that you're doing something to help out. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
try. I'm
So
not,
I'm sure people can check it out online. Heal the Bay.
That's right.
Go ahead and check it out. So you'll edit this part out later, Ben. Goodbye, Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to hear the rest of the Bo interview, because we're going to keep talking, get on your favorite podcast app and click subscribe and all that good stuff. And hit us up on Twitter at Brett Davern Show. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Where it says finish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now that's, yeah. Hey, All right, Ben, are we ready to go?
That's what I mean. When I say it tastes.
All right, so you didn't hit it yet, did you? So on Facebook Live, if you're watching, we're going to let you hang out for 10-15 minutes for the first part of the interview with Bo. And then to hear the rest of it, you'll have to go on to iTunes or your favorite podcast app and click subscribe and listen to The Real Show.
That's it.
So yeah, we're going to start recording the podcast again any second. Don't touch the mic.
Hot mic.
All right, we're back with our guest, Bo Murchoff. Hi, Bo.
Hey, buddy.
Is it weird? Do I feel like a professional radio guy right now?
You do. You
Is
got
it
it.
a
You even
different-
dressed in like the casual clothes, the client
Yeah.
casual attire.
I threw the
It
hoodie
works,
on,
man.
and you wore the baseball hat.
The requisite baseball hat.
The baseball hat
This
says,
has some hours in it.
I'm about to do an audio interview.
little stubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking good,
Thanks,
man.
man.
You're looking good, dude. Good to see you.
You know
Thanks for
what?
being-
Considering I don't remember the last time I ate a vegetable. I'm doing pretty well.
Did you hear that?
No.
You didn't hear? Oh, your thing is off. Now can you hear yourself?
There it is.
Is there a delay in your headphones?
One.
It'd be funny if
We
they
already
referenced.
yeah. Is that
What?
yours? Are we live, Ben?
Yep.
Got
Hi,
six.
Facebook Live.
Love it.
Thanks for tuning in.
There's nobody watching yet.
Nobody's watching yet? That's fine. But you can watch it back later, Ben.
Yeah.
So they might see us later.
All
right,
Bo.
Bo.
Went out. Stand by.
Bo Murchoff, our guest Bo Murchoff.
Hello.
Good morning, Bo.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Sure. Thanks for coming in.
So, thanks so much.
Yeah, you have headphones over there. for what we
We're
call
not
a
recording
fan.
yet, by the way.
We're what?
We're not recording it, by the way.
Good.
Right?
Well,
We're
we're
not recording
live.
right now. We're
Yeah,
Facebook
I know
Live.
we're live. They're
They're incredible. No. They're.
no, they're
I don't.
Did you just
No,
Radiohead?
no.
Oh.
No, I didn't. And Radiohead. You said I don't know how I ever got
Oh,
into
and then you went-
and that because they're a everybody.
It's hard to. They're like
casually
not
likes
very.
Radiohead.
Yeah.
but
Right.
nobody really getting into them.
It's
is
not
a
like
process.
you just go. Yeah, you don't just go like.
So I was.
Well, no, maybe. yes.
Anyway,
Well, our buddy Kevin's a super fan.
so
He's a, like.
yeah. Well, he's. I finally understand Kevin. I understand him.
No.
I've heard it through his ears,
That's
and I'm
funny.
like, this. I have clarity.
That's
like
pretty
I
funny.
get it now. I
That
get
was
you.
funny.
I don't believe that.
Yeah. I have a feeling I know how you heard it through his ears, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They get to see one.
We are Facebook.
Maybe I'll turn my phone off.
Yeah.
I'm passing that. I think I did already.
Both Brett and
You can
mine's
leave your phone on and we'll
on.
just take
Ah.
a phone call from
Oh, I'm good. I'm prepared.
whoever you're talking
Responsible. Yes.
Staring at you.
to. I like that you're a responsible guest. Marty's got a Rascal Flatts song stuck in his head, so we've been dealing with that for 3 or 4 days.
That's interesting. I don't really know them very much.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got a couple songs.
Yeah.
He's,
No,
about to-
I'm
he's
aware.
gonna cover one and he's gonna.
You know who I just been getting through for the first time?
Leonard's-
Radiohead. I never got into Radiohead.
Oh.
They're
I
great.
don't know how I never got into Radiohead.